well, we're here actually out at the Alternative Technology Centre down in Hebden Bridge by the Rochdale Canal to have a little chat with Ben, who is running the Cycle Recycle shop here, which is well, I'll let you have a listen to what he has to say. There he is. This is Ben.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? This is the Cycle Recycle place down here by the ATC, and as you can see, there's quite a few bikes in here. So what's this all about then, Ben? What's the idea behind this?
Well, basically, it's there was an initial bit of funding, which initially put the roof and set up, got some tools, and basically people come in, donate unwanted bikes or stuff that's going to refuse, things from the tip out the canal. Rather than going to the hundreds and hundreds of bikes that are just thrown on a tip every year, we bring them in here, completely refurbish them, make them safe, and sell them on cheap just to promote cycling.
Right. Okay. So these would have all just been thrown away then,
basically,
really?
Yeah. Well, second-hand bikes. Somebody goes and buys a new bike, they're getting rid of the older one, or just like some of them, you can't really tell here, stuff that's been in the garage for maybe 20 years, which is in quite disrepair. A lot of the stuff, we can't completely refurbish, so we just take parts and build up a bit of stockpile on bits, frames, etc. And just do anything really, just to sustain the roof. And we're looking at expanding the project now in the next couple of months into providing sort of basic training for people. Cycling's grown kind of exponentially over the last few years with all these cycle scheme projects and things like this, and just sort of do some basic maintenance skills.
Right.
Get a lot of people that don't even know how to fix a puncher.
And so, what sort of level do you repair them to? How much work do you do?
Basically, just all movable parts. Basically, strip down the bearings and all the hubs, bottom bracket, set up all the gears, new cables throughout.
So all new cables. Always,
always new cables. Yeah. Well, it's a big safety feature. At the end of the day, we've got it got to meet certain safety standards. Not like a normal cycle retail outlet with reflectors, bells, and everything else, but we bring it up to as the best level as possible.
Yeah. And so, when these are refurbished, at what sort of prices are they compared to a new bike of a similar style?
Considerably cheaper, really, because they're all donations. Ultimately, if it's kind of a nice looking bike anyway, it'll come in with a bit of a higher price tag than something that's a bit rough looking. Obviously some of these are kind of your cheap Tesco style bikes anyway, which then we just look at how much time spent on the bike. But ultimately, you're paying anything from £20 or £200. Well, it's promoting cycling. Yeah,
sure. But let's have a look at this one over here. This is the bike that you've just done up for me. It's a Claude Butler. Look, quite a clever looking.
It's a decent bike. Aluminium frame, 21 speeds. When it came in, it was lacking a front wheel. The headset was pretty gone as well. And the chain set was a little bit worn as well. So we cleaned up the chain set. I put a new chain on there. Tested it, make sure it runs with the existing cogs on there, because that's another problem with replacing everything. We don't do brand new parts, so it's all recycled parts, but again making sure that it's a particular standard. And so nice set of shiny new pedals there as well.
Thank you. And how much would something like that cost new?
Bike like that new, you're probably looking at about 250. Well, equivalent bike, about £250–300, maybe even more than that. I don't know. What do you think, George? Something like that?
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah. Around sort of £300 mark. It's your basic, entry level, but it's got some good components on. Yeah. Like with the mix and match that we've got, you've got a good set of brakes, nice little hub, and nice front wheel.
Yeah. And this was £75, was it?
That's right. Yeah.
So that's quite a substantial discount, really. So
and the majority of that, because it was the bits that we put on, it was the time spent on it as well. Because some of the bikes we're spending a day on.
Yeah.
But that's the fun for us.
Brilliant. So, what would you like people to do then? Really, if they've got a bike just kicking about in the garage,
bring it on down. Yeah. Obviously to a certain level, if it's something that they can quite easily see that it's not
ever going to work.
Yeah, exactly. We can't perform miracles, but we do our best.
Right. Brilliant. Well, there you go. There you go, folks. You know what to do with that bike that's kicking about, or if you haven't got a bike and you'd like one, but don't necessarily want to spend the £300 on a new version and would prefer to pay £75, which is what I've just done, then you know where to come. Just down by the ATC. This is the Cycle Recycle place. And just to show you the sign again, which is also pretty blooming cool, if you ask me. And then come and ask for Ben.